Articulation Radio. Articulation.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another informative and entertaining episode of Articulation Radio. I am your host, the Honorable Joaquin Man. You know how we do things here at Articulation Radio. We will start off the day's episode by taking a glance at the news headlines, and today's news segment is sponsored by bepublished.org.
These are three of the news headlines and events I saw today, Wednesday, February 16th, 2022, when visiting EliteValuesNews.com. Flint agrees to sell old farmers market for Children's Museum, but dispensary issue could still torpedo project. The 76ers versus the Celtics will live stream info and TV channel today. And Ukraine's president calls for a day of unity for February 16th, as many believe Russia could invade Ukraine today. Those are three of the news headlines and events I saw when visiting EliteValuesNews.com on your behalf. As you know, so much happens in this world of ours, and the staff here at Elite Values News makes it a point to keep you abreast of as much as possible. So be sure to check us out any minute within any hour, and don't hesitate to hit refresh under any of our multiple categories. Check us out right now, Elite Values News. I am Goddess Sage reporting live. Looking for the latest news? Visit Elite Values News. EliteValuesNews.com has all the latest news and information. Check out the headlines hourly. EliteValuesNews.com. Visit now.
Do you want to be published? Are you looking for a high-quality, low-cost way to be published with a fast turnaround? Visit bepublished.org to publish today. www.bepublished.org. bepublished.org. Publish today. Books, movies, and music. Listeners, we love you, we hear you, and I am so glad to be here with you today on this episode of Articulation Radio. I have an interview coming up for you, and I also have a topic, so stay tuned.
Raindrops fall, sun goes by, whole new day, trying to get by, seeing you cry, it's made my day now, trying new ways now, going all gray now, used to be around you, but it's a whole new place now, used to go alone, but it's a whole new train now, oh am I gone, and it's a whole new race, yeah, that I won't ever go lay down. I used to treat you right, I used to be your life, your life. Tell me what did you run from? Tell me why did you run from me now? Oh, I used to treat you right, I used to be your life, your life. Tell me what did you run from? Tell me why did you run from me now? Oh.
ARTistreview.com. All artists need a platform. The Artist Review makes sure you have the one you need to put your work in front of your fans. ARTistreview.com. Artist, REVUE.com.
PeopleWarmer.com. Book your travel today. PeopleWarmer.com. Wherever you want to stay. PeopleWarmer.com. Book everything you need. PeopleWarmer.com. Go ahead whenever you please. And if you need advertising, marketing, and promotions, add on an S and head on over to PeopleWarmers.com. That's PeopleWarmers.com.
Today's episode of Articulation Radio was kicked off with I Used to Treat You Right by Mad Modishi featuring Dayon. And after that, you heard Them Stories by Signy. Now, before I bring on Goddess Sage to tell you about not only this great book you need to get and to conduct this wonderful interview, let me tell you, we titled today's episode of Articulation Radio, When Particularly Scandalous, because of the fact that Goddess Sage will be interviewing the Canadian author Steve Hamilton. And he's a former prosecutor, a criminologist, and he has written this novel, you guys. It's called A Scandal of the Particular, and he dives into some stuff that the people got going on in the judicial system. I'll just put it like this. Stay tuned for this interview, y'all. Stay tuned for this interview. Head over to his website if you already are like me and you want to get this. It's SteveHamiltonBooks.com. 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 Scandal of the Particular. You can grab these books up from Amazon too. $3.99 for the Kindle ebook, $15.95 for the paperback book, and $21 for it in hardback. And that's $15.95 for that paperback, $21 for that hardback, and that $3.99 for that ebook, that Kindle ebook, A Scandal of the Particular. Head on over right now to Amazon, grab up your copy, go to SteveHamiltonBooks.com, get your copies from there, read up more about this author and the other projects he has going on, but stay tuned. I'm going to play real quick for you. Matter of fact, one of Goddess Sage's songs. I'm going to play Save Your Love for Me by Goddess Sage, and then I'm going to have her to bring on that interview, and she's going to be talking with that great author, Mr. Steve Hamilton. So stay tuned, folks.
Have you always wanted to start a business but can't seem to get it off the ground? Need help building a website? Contact The Conglomerate, 972-880-8316, or visit theconglomerate.work, 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 972-880-8316. Start your new business today.
You are listening to Articulation Radio. Head on over to articulationmedia.club and let us know your thoughts.
Would you like a motivational speaker to come to your company or organization to speak to your group? Visit lifespurposeministries.com. That's lifespurposeministries.com.
Well, yeah, you're loving her. Give it to me, babe. Yeah. Wish I knew why I'm so in love with you. No one else in this world will do. Darling, please save your love for me. Run away. If I were wise, I'd run away. But like a fool in love, I stay and pray you'll save your love for me. I can feel it So, darling, help me, please. Have mercy on a fool like me. I know I'm lost, but still I see. Darling, please save your love for me. I can feel it, even when you're not here. I can't conceal it. I really love you, my dear, and although no good can come from loving you, I can't do a thing. Oh, I'm so in love with you. So, darling, help me, please. Have mercy on a fool like me, please. I know I'm lost, but still I see. Darling, please save your love for me. You may have fun in the crowd, but for crying out loud, darling, please save your love for nobody else, just for me. Please, baby, just save your love only for me, yeah, baby. Darling, just save your love only for me, just for me. Yeah, baby, just save your love for me, for me, for me.
Do you frequently shop online and you're looking for a new place to shop? Join the club, JeffersonTaylor.club, where models, designers, inventors, and other creators offer customers the best products at fair prices. Jefferson Taylor, JeffersonTaylor.club. Join the club. Shop today, JeffersonTaylor.club.
Articulation Radio is very pleased to have on the line with us today the illustrious author, Mr. Steve Hamilton. Mr. Steve Hamilton, all the way from Canada, has called in today. And people, we're going to try to pick his brain for some things, but not too much, though, because the whole thing is you need to head over and grab up his book, A Scandal of the Particular. A Scandal of the Particular. And you can grab it up from his website, SteveHamiltonBooks.com. That's SteveHamiltonBooks.com, SteveHamiltonBooks.com. Or if you want to get it from your favorite book retailer or just head over to Amazon, you can. You can get his ebook for $3.99, the paperback for $15.95, and the hardback for $21. And the title again, A Scandal of the Particular. So let's dive right on in, Mr. Steve Hamilton. How are you doing tonight?
I'm terrific. How are you doing?
Doing extremely well, and I so thank you for your patience despite the technical difficulties that we're having here tonight at Articulation Radio. You are truly a champ. And and people, he's actually a former prosecutor and a criminologist as well. And this book of his, I want him to later give you a little bit of tidbits into it. But first off, for those of you who feel like you can't get anything done because of COVID or because of life, and, you got the baby to raise and you have the husband to take care of, or all these different things you're juggling, but you can never seem to, I would say, find the time to accomplish your dream, but you wonder how other people can, Mr. Steve is going to give you a tip. So, Steve, tell them how you were able to achieve your dream of authorship, because this is your first book, right?
That's right. This is my first novel. I've written some poems and a poetry book, but this is my first novel, and really it's just about taking that first step, and I'd encourage your listenership to just take that first step, trust where it will take them, and I'll tell you this, that it will give them so much more in return, if they just take that first step. And that's all it takes. It just devote a little time, write a few things down. If you're a writer, paint a little bit. If you're a painter, write a few lines. If you're a poet, but just take that first step, and that will do it.
Yes, and you're right. And people, a lot of you, if you just, like you said, just take that first step, which for some of you, it's really just as simple as believing in yourself and putting a little bit of trust and faith in yourself. And we're going to segue that into really the, I would say, background for this novel, A Scandal of the Particular. And it actually, and I'm going to read to you a little bit of the description that I found there on Amazon. It says that A Scandal of the Particular presents unusual scenes behind the lawyers and judges and takes readers inside the arresting forces of the criminal justice system. Behind every crime lies a cast of characters waiting to be discovered and exposed. And people, that sounds juicy, right? So you already see why I'm so excited about this project. And yes, I do want to get me one too. You can never, I would say, read too many good books. And this sounds like one that is definitely a good, juicy one. And for those of you who are like, I hadn't read a good book in a long time, you want to grab A Scandal of the Particular by Steve Hamilton. Head to his website, stevehamiltonbooks.com, or grab it from your favorite book retailer. And believe you me, you will not be disappointed with this piece of vigilante justice. I mean, this is a very good political thriller. It came out last year in 2021, so you'll still be one of the people who are among the first to read it. It's still relatively new. But, Mr. Steve, let me ask you, what was it that kind of, I would say, propelled you to go forward with writing this? Like, how long were you kind of tossing this idea in the back of your head, and how did you finally take that step?
Well, I think the part of it was just being a trial lawyer for so long. You get to enjoy both the arena and the ability to tell a story or a narrative. If you're in front of a jury or a judge, you have to be able to capture the essence of the story that you want to tell and present it to them. And I just took that same form and decided to sit down and write it down this time and put it in a few words. So that's just sort of my process in terms of what I wanted to do. And I was inspired by the many of the victims that I've been involved with over the years, many of the other lawyers and judges and those individuals that go into that arena every day and come out sometimes a little scathed or sometimes not, but at least with a story behind of what happened to different individuals and how they pass through the what I call the victim's journey from rain to sunshine and from sunshine to rain again.
Yes. And you had mentioned, too, that you had previously, that you've written poetry, but that this novel is your very first novel that's been released. Have you ever published any of your poetry?
You know what? I'm in the process of doing that now. I had about 50 to 75 poems, and I thought I would want just a little bit more. But so I've been working on that, too, because for me, it's the process, and I just enjoy the process, So that's something that I just have to do. It's I don't know if it's an addiction or it's just one of the lines of my
definitely
book
a driving passion.
If you're not addicted, you're committed. Or if you're not committed, you're addicted. So I think I'm a little both.
Yes. And you, of course, with your having worked so closely with law enforcement and with the justice system, there are a lot of people, not just Americans, but there are a lot of people who feel like they cannot trust those types of systems. But as we know, those types of systems are a must. Everything has its function. And what would you say to people who, I would say, really have an unhealthy or a pervasive distrust of, and I say, and I know for some people listening, they're like, what does she mean unhealthy? Because quite frankly,
Sure.
if you know that there are people who can help you, but you have things in your head that make you think if you need help that you can't call these people, that means you're creating harm. And that's what I mean by unhealthy. So what would you say to kind of help people see that there is still a value in and a need for some level of trust when it comes down to law enforcement and the criminal justice system?
Yeah, well, I used to say lawyers are like parachutes, right? You don't need one until you jump out of the plane or you're in trouble. But that's when you probably need your call to your lawyer. But it's just like anything else. If you're sick, you go to a doctor. If your car needs fixed, you go to a mechanic. And if something goes wrong, and something always can go wrong, who is going to get you out of that mess? Or who's going to help you navigate that path that you're not familiar with? And that's where a counsel or a lawyer is essential, because why do you want to go down that path that you're not familiar with without the help of somebody that's been down it a couple times? So I think that's where you have to put your trust. I know if I was in a jam, a legal jam or a medical jam, I wouldn't think twice about going to somebody with experience in that area, whether it's a divorce or whether it's a criminal lawyer or whether it's a bankruptcy lawyer. I wouldn't want to do it myself. So, I think you got to put your trust in. And as soon as you do that, you're putting also your faith in somebody to help you in terms of your difficulty. And that's probably something that is scary to a few people, to go outside of themselves, to give up control of their problem and give it into somebody else's hands or a third party's hands, like a judge.
And that's kind of, I would say, a perfect little lead-in to kind of diving a little bit into a scandal of the particular. Now, Steve, if you don't mind, can you tell them just a little bit about what the book is about? We don't want to give away too much because they do need to grab this. So tell them just a little bit.
Yeah, Hyman Kazan is an attorney. He's at probably the lowest point in his life. He's struggling with his legal career. He's going into what we call the slaughterhouse, which is the everyday grind of the criminal justice system. You can vision the packed courtrooms. He's trying to find solace in both alcohol, and then a body of a young man is found in downtown Vancouver, and there's a link between that victim and his girlfriend. And that happens to be a new judge in town, Judge Smith, who soon comes to the surface. And then the lawyer, Kazan, tries to look into Smith's role in the murder, and sinister secrets come to the surface, threatening to destroy what's left of Kazan's life. And he's searching then to find out what is justice. He's asking himself that question.
Wow. People, A Scandal of the Particular by Steve Hamilton. You want to get this. Head over to your favorite book retailer. Head over to, even if you're going to go to Amazon, he has that Kindle for $3.99. You can get the paperback from anywhere in the world for $15.95, or the hardcover. For those of you who are like me and you're like, I want the hardback. If it's available, I want the hardback. $21, and you can be able to get this nice chunky book, people. 230 pages, okay? Nice and chunky, and then that way you can dive on in deep. You can go through, and even I'm sure that you're going to be able to find some things in there that might even kind of connect with maybe some thoughts that you've had about some things, or maybe even some experiences or stories that you've run across in life. But I believe this is going to be not only I would say a trip down fiction lane, but it's also going to be so much relativity in here to where you may think it's real, because I'm sure some of the people who have already read it have seen some elements that, kind of seem real to them. Steve, let them know some of the feedback that you've already received from some of the readers.
Well, that was the interesting part of it. I when I wrote the book, I was trying to tell a story, but and of course I did. But what happened was suddenly I started getting contacted by a lot of judges, a lot of lawyers, and a lot of other people saying, hey, what did you say about me in your book? I hope you made me look good. I hope that, that you presented the justice system in a good light. I hope that you didn't question sort of things that we do here. And so it was very revealing. And I thought that was interesting because, of course, part of the problem with the judge in my book is that he's very self-centered. And all of a sudden I was seeing people that were questioning whether they were him. So it caused them to reevaluate how they did business, which was interesting to me.
Yes, and definitely, too, a testament to what a great job you did writing. Your fiction was so good to the people who read it that it felt real to them, and to where by the time they said things to other people are like, maybe I need to call, maybe I need to grab me a copy to see whether I can read between the lines and find myself or something. I think that is definitely a testament to the great job that you've done writing, and you should definitely continue to keep it up. You are not only exemplary for going through and following through and fulfilling your dream no matter what, but especially the fact that a lot of people think that when you get a certain age, you cannot do things. You are like a lot of the baby boomers. You all just keep defying the odds. You all just will not go into no box no matter what. And, I am truly proud of you. I'm thankful for being able to even know you. And for those of you who are just tuning in, my apology, you're listening to Articulation Radio. My name is Goddess Sage, and of course, Joaquin Mann is going to be spinning those songs for you as soon as I wrap up this interview with the author Steve Hamilton. His website is stevehamiltonbooks.com, SteveHamiltonBooks.com, stevehamiltonbooks.com. Grab up his new novel, his very first book, his debut, A Scandal of the Particular, and you will not be disappointed. It's 230 pages of a book dealing with vigilante justice, and it's a political thriller that not only is his very first work, but also is going to be, I would say, possibly the best book that you have ordered this month and that you have possibly read all year long. This book is good and juicy, and so if you're just tuning in, you might want to go ahead and rewind so that you can hear the top of this episode so that you can be caught all up. But definitely, let's keep it going for you, and let's see what else we can find out before we have to let him go. Now, for those people who say, they're like, okay, look, I know I can get the ebook, the paperback, the hardback, but I want to see you. I want to get something autographed, or I want to order it from you and get it autographed. If they order from your website, stevehamiltonbooks.com, does that include an autographed copy, or do you have an upcoming event someplace here in the world that they can expect to see you at?
I am trying to get down there as soon as I can. It's just what has happened with these border restrictions. Again, it raises issues of justice and control by both governments and third parties. But I've been prevented from going down there just because of the COVID restrictions that the different countries are dealing with right now. Yes. Of course, I could lodge a legal battle on that myself, and there's a lot of people that would probably join in on that. But I'm trying to wait to see where that goes. But that's a long explanation to say I've got a spot on my website that they can contact me directly. I'm not in an ivory tower. I'm not in a large office like I once was. I will get back to them if they want to even just chat with me or ask me a question, or if they want anything from me in terms of a signature on their book or that, I'll try to accommodate them.
Oh, that is so sweet. And that's stevehamiltonbooks.com. And people do know, no matter where you buy the book from, I strongly recommend that you go back and you drop your feedback, whether you get the book from Amazon or Barnes & Noble or from a mom and pop shop in Mogadishu. Definitely go back and leave that feedback. And even if you go straight to Steve's website, stevehamiltonbooks.com, go back after you receive the book and read it and drop the comments. And we're not saying, only leave feedback if it's positive. No, we really like to know your honest experience and all of your thoughts, good, bad, ugly, in between. We want to know it all. So definitely go back and leave that feedback for him. And now, Steve, before I let you go, I want to ask you real quick. Now, for people who are like, look, I'm loving that idea about the poetry book. I would like to know about a timeline for that as well. Do you have an approximate timeline for that, or should they just be checking that site as well for that to stay abreast?
Yeah, I'm actually working on a second novel in the interim. Like I try to keep busy, as you probably have detected, and that book should be out in the spring, and it's called Appalachia, A Forgotten Harvest. And so that's about the folks down in West Virginia and how they've been forgotten by America but remembered by you. And that's something that also interests me in terms of my interest. So I have more to say about that down the road.
And give us the name of that book that's upcoming again.
Appalachia, A Forgotten Harvest.
Wow, that's going to be good, people. So, yes, for those of you who love poetry, keep checking back at that SteveHamiltonBooks.com. That's down the road. But first, he has a second novel that's going to be coming out before that poetry book. And that is going to be another great offering for you guys. So you have to be sure to be on the lookout for Appalachia, The Forgotten Harvest. You have to, of course, go over and check out A Scandal of the Particular right now. It's out right now. A Scandal of the Particular by Steve Hamilton. Head over to that website, SteveHamiltonBooks.com. Grab yours up right now. And Steve, my very last question to you. What is there that you have not had a chance to share with the listeners of Articulation Radio that you'd like to express right now?
Well, I guess the other aspect of the book is that it's an examination of love and relationships and how we drown ourselves more in misery in order to avoid the pain of heartbreak. And that also is weaved in between the stories of justice and what justice is. And, of course, that's a question that everybody is asking right now, aren't they? What is justice? And when does justice occur? Does it occur in the moment? Does it occur down the road? What does it look like? And I hope that people start engaged in conversations around those types of issues because I think they're important. And I hope that in some way that I followed my one of my heroes, Hemingway, and he said that a writer's function is to reveal reality. And I hope I did that in this book. And I hope that everyone out there that has a story to tell shares that story, because everyone does. Everyone has pain. Yeah. Everyone has a story to tell. Everyone has value. And that's what Scandal in particular is. It's a particular. What is that particular thing? That particular thing that holds us all together, that gives us value. And everyone has it, including you, me, the person next to you, the people you love, the people you work with. Let's share those stories.
Yes, beautiful. A Scandal of the Particular by Steve Hamilton. Head over to his website, SteveHamiltonBooks.com, and grab up your paperback, hardback, or ebook of this great work. And, of course, I recommend the hardback, people. You want it in hardback. You just want it in hardback. But for those of you who are like, well, nah, I'll take the paperback, you definitely want that too. Get that. And for those of you who are like, well, I got to have an ebook. I like the ebook. Get that. However way you want it, definitely get it, baby, because this right here is something worth having. A Scandal of the Particular by Steve Hamilton. Head over to SteveHamiltonBooks.com and grab yours up today. Joaquin Mann is going to play some more cuts for you guys as we, of course, bid Steve a farewell. And, Steve, thank you so much for coming on to Articulation Radio.
Oh, and thank you so much for everything you do for other authors and for me today. And you've been so thoughtful and respectful and just so helpful to so many people. I'm a big admirer of what you're doing, and I just want you to know that I support you, and I want you to continue what you're doing because it's so valuable.
Thank you. You are so gracious, and I so appreciate you as well.
Media Room 360 TV. Media Room 360 TV is a channel that has something for everyone, from world news, inspiration, programming for kids, politics, sports, technology, and entertainment, Media Room 360 TV has got you covered. Check out one of our shows today on Roku. Media Room 360 Internet Television on Roku. And if you need a speaker, head over to Media Room 360 Speakers at MediaRoom360.com. That's MediaRoom360.com.
If you'd like more information on how you can be an eyelash artist, call us at 314-560-1641 or 888-585-LASH, LashingOutLoudInc.com.
Yes, that was Born and Graced by Star Valarian featuring Little June. Up next is One Kind Gesture by Alice Spence, followed by This Love of Mine by Ellen Styles, but I'll be sure to squeeze in between those some Do Me Right by Wild Sons featuring Lakeisha Nugent.
Articulation Radio, thanks you so much for listening. So head on over right now to articulationmedia.club and let us know your thoughts on today's episode. In the meantime, we're going to keep the show rolling for you.
Are you looking for grant writers, technical writers, creative writers, academic writers, any kind of writers? Head to the Writers Consortium. Their website, writersconsortium.us, www.writersconsortium.us, the Writers Consortium, writersconsortium.us, for all of your writing needs. Think of it, they can produce it for you. They are the ghost writers to the top people.
If you are a savvy senior who's seeking a lifestyle club that's centered around you, visit sittingroom.xyz today. The Sitting Room, sittingroom.xyz, where savvy seniors socialize, get event invites, organize among themselves, as well as obtain merchandise and get engaged to create new things. The Sitting Room, sittingroom.xyz. Visit today.
I remember getting locked up in myself. That thing of loving was for everybody else. Lost and lonely, having hurt too many times. Gave up on hoping, thought I'd never get it right.
Weddings are expensive, but your love is worth it. Go to marryusnow.us to book the Minister of Love to officiate your wedding today. The fee is only $200 if your wedding is in the city of Chicago, and there's only a small fee to get the Minister of Love to travel outside of Chicago to your wedding location. Book the Minister of Love today. Visit marryusnow.us. That's marryusnow.us.
Told me, don't sit here waiting for a sign. So I'm thinking maybe this time I put it all on the line. But I heard from others that you chase out love was on the run. Not a problem, 'cause I proved to you that I'm the one. 'Cause I love you more than words can say. Yeah, baby, in each and every way. There is nothing I can do to take this love. Love of mine, come sing with me now, baby. Ooh, 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 ooh. This love of mine, the smile you keep hiding. I think I'm doing good so far. Trying, I just wanna be where you are. 'Cause I love you more than words can say. Yeah, baby, in each and every way. There is nothing I can do to take this love and throw it back to you. This love of mine, this love of mine, this love of mine. Come, baby. Ooh, 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 ooh. This love of mine. This love of mine.
Want to buy stocks, jewels, real estate, or other high-end items? Would you love to be able to contribute to charitable initiatives but cannot do these things with the money you currently have? Join Regal City Investment and Social Club, where you can pool money each month with other investors to make major purchases, give to the needy, and possibly turn a profit. www.regalcity.xyz. Become a Regal citizen today by joining Regal City Investment and Social Club. regalcity.xyz.
My people, my fam, my folks, I thank you so much. We all here at Articulation Radio, thank you so much for tuning in today and making us a part of what it is that you do. We encourage you to go over to our website, articulationmedia.club, and let us know not only what you think about today's episode, but make sure that your music, your interview, and your ad all take place right here on this station, Articulation Radio. Go to articulationmedia.club right now and hook yourself up. Make sure that you do that so you can hook other people up. But be sure to tune in again on Articulation Radio. We'll catch you again soon. And in the meantime, you already know, keep being a doer, keep being a move maker, and keep making things happen.